Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. As always, we are in season 4, episode 6. We now have had a ton of games played, some actually getting played now, some that got played Thursday night. So we're kind of in the middle of it, but nonetheless, we're going to break it all down for you today with the crew. And welcome, everybody. How you guys feeling today? All good?
Oh, what's going on, everybody?
That was big for us, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're on the road for the next 2 weeks, so this is going to be interesting. So,
yeah, on the road. We got a big matchup with, that big San Fran banner in the background at Dakota this week. We'll see what happens with that and go from there, So cool. Well, check us out as always, guys, on Twitter. Hit that subscribe button on Twitter. Yeah, let's try that. YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and check us out as always on the major platforms like X, Instagram, all those favorite ones. And as always, we are on at 11 a.m. Or you can just simply email us at enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com and give us your comments and feedback. So, Jermaine, I noticed you're quiet down there. The Phillies made some noise in Atlanta last night, though.
Made some noise, baby. Yeah, they made some noise, throwing beer cans and all that stuff over that controversial call. I meant to text you last night, man. And I know you was watching the game, but yeah, they pulled it out. Game 1.
Yeah.
We seemed like we got their number. You know what I mean? In the playoffs the last couple of years. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, man. A lot more to get played, but I'll tell you what, they go down 0-2 coming to Philly. That might be over, man.
It might be over. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. You're right. Yep.
Wow.
But
Phillies always do it at the end, man. It seems like
well, they always get hot at the. I mean,
right,
they got hot towards the end of the season, and then ran right through the playoffs and stuff. So they're doing it again. They're doing it again this year. So
like their MO.
It's gonna be a good day tomorrow going into work. So listening to them and whatnot.
Well, hopefully, we beat the Rams too. So
they
don't mess with your co-workers. Don't mess with you. We getting beat by a sorry ass.
Rams.
Right, well, Jermaine, I will say this. I'm glad I didn't have to kick rocks with you showing up Friday night. That's all. Yeah.
He was kicking rocks. He just wasn't kicking rocks with us.
No, you're right.
Man. He's like, I'm showing up, so you can kick rocks.
My apologies. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you because I looked up. I said, oh, shoot. It's 10 o'clock. I'm sitting up there. I'm watching TV, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot. That we was beating. So I knew I was going to hear it. It's all good, Sal.
It doesn't surprise me.
Rocks, though.
It doesn't surprise me because you always run around with no gas in your car. Your lights blinking. How many times you let it run out?
Every time I'm talking to you,
what?
Every time I'm talking to you, I'm looking. I'm like, how the hell? Every time I'm talking to Dre, I'm on E.
Don't pay attention to the light blinking or anything, man. Jesus.
Yeah, it's that little yellow light that comes on, but I ignore it. It's good.
Yeah. Oh man, and I like it. The Empire Strikes Back. Mike's got his saying up there. He's going to need something, man. That's a big one. But I'll tell you what, Mike, the Eagles are right behind you. The Eagles are right behind. They got Murderers Row coming out with San Fran, Dallas, Miami.
Try to make it tough this year.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it, guys. Well, we got the Rams, and they just barely beat the Commanders. Rams are second in overall offense, passing offense, and they didn't even have Cooper Kupp, who's coming back today. Eagles 27th in pass defense coming into this matchup. Looks a little scary. Sean Desai, Jermaine, he better get it right. That's all I'm going to say.
Who the hell is Puka Nacua? Whatever his name is. I mean, this man is going the hell off. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'm listening on the radio. They keep talking about Puka Nacua because I was like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they got Cooper Kupp coming back. So, it's going to be. And then you're going out to the West Coast, and Eagles don't play well on the West Coast all the time. So it's going to be definitely a test. But yeah, you're right. I agree with you, Sal. I mean, it's got to, it's just another get right game before we go to Murder's Row. For the next few weeks, So
Dre, I think I just want to see the Eagles play 60 minutes, and they haven't really done that yet, especially in that Washington game. Are you happy with that, or what do you think?
No, I it's really coming down to Hurts. Hurts is not playing the way he was playing last year, and I'm not sure if it's the coordinator adjustments telling him to stay in the pocket or whatever. But I'm a little concerned about Hurts' performance, and on the road, you're not home, you're on the road, so Hurts really's got to get it done. Like I got to see more going to Dallas, to Dallas Goddard. I got to see more run plays that he used to do. I'm tired of the last few games. He just keeps going to the sideline doing these dink and dunks. He's running off to the side. And he's just throwing away. We're down to third down in like 13 or third down in 14, and we can't get a first down. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, we should win this game. Our front four is still intact, but I mean, I know Cox is out, but we still have Sweat, and other guys. So, I'm just a little worried about Hurts. I need Hurts to perform today.
Yeah. The reason what I was going to say, guys, is that I think this RPO, I think everybody's starting to get adjusted to it and starting to figure it out, because there's been a few plays last week that he tried to run, and he usually has big gains, but I think that RPO, I think people are really starting to figure out. It's just like almost a Wildcat. Remember, you're like, oh man, the Wildcat comes in here and there's nothing. What can we do? This is the new NFL. You know what I mean? This is the new offense, but they figured it out. So that's one of my small concerns, is that they're figuring out that RPO, but you got to gain it. You got to figure out a way to disguise it a little bit better, because the defenses are starting to catch up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the only saving grace today is that, they might have two offensive linemen who are out, the Rams. So we'll see. That might be able to get some pressure. But again, Fletcher Cox, that's a tough one. Mike, were you smiling when it was 2020 going into overtime last week? You got to be loving the Eagles struggling a little bit. Come on, man.
I mean, a little bit, but it was an entertaining game. I mean, I was surprised how Washington fought pretty hard, and it was a pretty even matchup. Only to see what Washington did this past Thursday, and you're just kind of like, what team was that?
Exactly. I don't know.
I don't understand that. But no, I think the Rams today it's a pretty tough challenge. You got McVay. We call him McGenius, but he is a good coach. Raheem Morris is the defensive coordinator. Aaron Donald. They got some playmakers. Stafford, it's going to be turnovers. If that front four can pressure him, he will throw gifts. That you can intercept. If they don't get pressure on him and he's able to throw the ball, Puka Nacua, who's really good route runner, really able to get open. And of course, Cooper Kupp, he definitely can get open. They will have kind of a field day. So, they got to get pressure on Stafford. That and it's control the clock. The Rams notoriously have struggled stopping the run. And the Eagles so far have had 2 games where I think they've had over 200 yards combined rushing on offense. So, if they can run the ball effectively, Hurts just has to not turn the ball over. It'd be nice, to hit his receivers and stuff, look a little more like last year, but it's a tougher schedule this year. So, and teams had a year to figure things out. So it was kind of expected not to look as great as last year. I mean, it's just a tougher road to go, but that's good, man.
This is game 5. So remember I was telling you guys, preseason's over. All right, preseason's over. Game 5. All right, so you got your feet up underneath you. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. This is definitely game 1 of the get right game today. If we still see the turnovers or just not connecting or just the chemistry, then it's okay. It's going to be.
But I mean, even that Washington game, if the defense played, I think, somewhere close to how they were last year with the sacks and the pressures and stuff like that, I don't think that game would have been close. I mean, AJ Brown was killing, that secondary. I mean, they was demoralized. I mean, it was just, it would have been a runaway. I just think the defense just allowed Washington to stay in it, a little bit more, especially on that back end. If they can tighten down, I think the defense, I think the offense has got enough firepower, that they can only get better.
Yeah. Well,
if we can contain Donald, that'd be great. Maybe get Hurts, some more time. Is that Lane Johnson? Is that his side?
It's Jurgens.
That's
Jurgens.
Out. Jurgens is out today. Jurgens is out for 4 games.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much Kelsey's got to control that. But with that being said, guys, I mean, do you think Donald he's still a dominant player to a point, but you think he lost a step?
I don't.
He never has a great game against San Francisco. I watched, that's usually the guy that doesn't go off, other than he made the one play when Jimmy G does pirouettes. But usually they do a pretty good job of containing him. I think a lot of it now is that the double teams, he doesn't beat double teams as easy as he used to. It's the other guys on that defensive line that don't step up as much as him. So you double team him, you kind of shut down that whole defensive line, So I think he hasn't really lost a step as much as no one else is there to really help him.
Yeah.
I would say maybe he has the same amount of gas as Von Miller right now. Maybe that's how I look at it. I mean, ever since after the Super Bowl, his momentum did die down some, but he's still a threat. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you can't take him lightly at all.
You can't take him lightly.
Yeah,
because once he finds, because I noticed, like when he was all getting all the hype when they won and stuff. Once he sees a mistake on the offense, man, he just bites down on it and just takes over. So you can't make a mistake with him or leave a hole, whatever. So the offensive line, like you said, Kelsey's got a lot of work to do today.
Yeah, that interior lineman period. Landon Dickerson. I mean, because he switches around, rotates around, and all that stuff. So it's going to be Landon Dickerson and. Forgot the other guard that's backing up Jurgens today, but the interior linemen, they got their hands cut out.
Jermaine, you didn't bring up the X factor today, and that's that Covey is out with a concussion. It's the X factor. Will we see Devontae Smith returning punts today? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, it could be. Well, more than likely, I think it'll be Boston Scott.
I'm more scared of Devontae than Covey because Devontae's our wide receiver. If he gets nailed, that's it.
I think they'll put Boston Scott back there. So
gotta keep Devontae.
I think when you sent that text out, it's like Covey's out with a concussion because he's doing too many turns and cuts and all that stuff. I mean, he got himself dizzy. He don't have a concussion; he's just dizzy.
Man, that guy gets
X factors. Speaking of X factors, I was going to speak of X factors. I mean, Lane Johnson could be the difference. I mean, he was the difference in the Washington game. I mean, that was not an easy kick. I mean, that was pretty far. He nailed it. So I mean, that's a great weapon to have, and that might.
Oh, Elliott, he's Elliott. Johnson's kicking field goals.
Yeah, I was about to say, wow, man, I know this guy can kick field goals.
My bad, got my names mixed up. I
went to the bathroom to tinkle for a minute, but did I miss something?
Jesus.
Hey man,
TMI.
Randall used to punt. Randall Cunningham punted the ball.
He punted that 96, 97 yards.
That highlight one, right, where he almost took it all over to the other side of the field.
Yeah, my bad, Jake Elliott. Yeah, you're right.
But I think the Hawks out, they're going to play in maybe 65% of the snaps.
Oh yeah,
like 50%. So.
Totally agree, man. This is all like you said, this is all the Jalen Carter show today, man. As far as getting that interior pressure, you know what I mean. But I do want to see some sacks. I do want to see a little bit more sacks.
Yeah, I agree.
Today, you know what I mean, because. The Philadelphia is crazy. Philadelphia is, I believe, is leading the league in turnovers. I think they had 9 or 10 or something like that.
They have a lot.
Yeah,
so I got to double check, but they're up there.
Yeah, so the sacks. I do want to see some sacks like we was rolling last year. But
now, real fast, guys, I want to talk about this because over the last 3 weeks, and it's about in the locker room. You're going against a matchup, and we can see like how teams take, like you said, Jermaine, how teams take other teams lightly. So how we saw, Arizona took what's the name, and they crushed them. Buffalo didn't take what's the name. I forgot the team lightly. Eagles should not take the Rams lightly, correct? I mean, I don't want that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, this is game 5. preseason is over. You know what I
Got
mean?
it.
So this is game 1. So no, you need to bring your A game today. This should be less of turnovers or just less of not connecting and all that stuff. That's what I'm looking for today. You know, I gave them a pass the first 4 games. Game 5 is on. Now, next week, if they do the same thing they did in game 4, I'm ripping them. Honestly, I'm ripping all of them because it's no excuse. No excuse, man.
Yeah, you can't take the Rams lightly. I mean, they won 2 more games than I expected this year.
Yeah, me too.
You're right. Yeah, you might.
I wouldn't win anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They win nothing.
Man. So, yeah, that's the truth. So we'll see. Kind of get into some picks today. Let's talk about that. We got a bunch of games to talk about today. The first is. I don't know why we picked this one. The Jets and the Broncos. I don't know. It was like the basement dweller game, but the Jets just.
But that was the trash talk game.
Yeah, something.
Sean Payton had to say that was the worst coaching job ever last year. And of course they went up and lost by 70. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So before we get into let's just go recap from last week. So last week, Jermaine was 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
Our guest Tony was 4-1. Mike, you were 3-2.
Yep.
I was 2-3, and Sal, you was 1-4. So over the last 4 weeks, Mike and Jermaine are actually tied right now, 15-5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 11-9, and Sal, you're 9-11.
Okay.
So that's where we stand right now with our picks, and what our guest did. Tony did pretty well, 4-1, and Tony did pick against his Washington team. So Sal, you might need to take some notes.
That's right.
The other way around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you are
yeah.
using reverse psychology. So
slow and steady wins the race. That's all I'm gonna say.
Slow and steady.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good one. Yeah, slow and steady.
So even though I'm saying you use reverse psychology now, you got to reverse it again. That's what I'm trying to say when I said Tony picked against his own team.
Yeah, man. It's I've been going against the Eagles. Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying. If he picks Philly this week, I'm scared. You know what I mean? I'm scared. Yeah. If he picks Philly, that's like, oh boy.
Nice to see you guys didn't break your legs jumping out the window.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We were
trying.
Mike,
and recap. I did the bet. I had Arizona San Fran and I lost the bet. So Mike enjoyed his Starbucks coffee. He put it right in my face by sending a picture. Yeah, so let everybody know. But
you want to put some more bets out this week, Dre?
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna tell you though, it was a good game though. I mean,
it was a good
only
game.
Bosa and the rest of the team only got to him one time. The Dobbs one time.
No, I was pretty upset. You saw my text messages.
I saw it.
They got him. That defensive line's got to start getting home.
Well, they got Randy Gregory. I mean, like you said, George Lynch. I mean, he loves those defensive linemen. I think he's going to be a nice piece in that.
I hope so.
You know what I mean? On that line, because you got you still got Hargrave, you got Bosa, and then you got Randy Gregory. So I don't know who the other linemen were. And then obviously
Armstead,
your linebackers and all that stuff. So.
Right.
Yeah. But look at it this way. I don't know what happened in the preseason, just like with us, Mike. Game 5, all right? Now, there's no excuse. I don't know if the defense played in the preseason, you know what I mean? So now you got your feet wet. They should be bringing it this week, So.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I don't want to go first right now to pick this Jets in Denver, you said? Is that what you said?
Jets in Denver.
Jets and Broncos.
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody else go first.
All right, Mike, what do you got? The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh boy, I guess I'll go Jets. I can't believe I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna go to Jets.
Put that down.
And I think it's gonna embarrass Sean Payton, and they're really gonna be talking about him after this.
All right, Jermaine, who you got?
I was thinking about it and all that stuff, but what the Jets did with Kansas City. I know the Jets fans has got to be somewhat inspired. I mean, Zach Wilson, put a somewhat of a decent game on and all that stuff, but still they got to rely on their defense. Because that's their biggest part of the side and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to take the Jets.
Yeah, real quick. Speaking of defense, anybody that plays Denver's defense gets better, right?
That's it.
Everybody has a good day against that defense.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, man.
Yeah.
Look like Superman. I'm like, man, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Like, what the hell?
4 touchdowns, right?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Yeah.
Man. Okay. So Dre, that's up to you now.
I'm on this Russell Wilson failure, so he's got to keep. I want Russell Wilson. He's got to. I'm taking the Broncos just because of the fact of Russell Wilson. He's got to perform.
That's what you said last week.
Yeah, I know. I'm still on.
The week before, you still on it. You still riding that. You still riding that coattail, huh?
Yeah, I'm still riding
you're just
it, man.
Like Sal. 1 week you'll get it right. Keep picking down.
But Russell Wilson, then he needs to get the Super Bowl and MVP stripped from him because he's playing, come on, man.
Yeah,
I'm taking him.
All right. I'm going to go with the Jets on this one. I just think I don't see any way that Denver defense is just going to hold up. So yeah, I'm going with the Jets on this one. And, I'm going to go, there won't be, Dre's pick like the Super Bowl, but the Jets will definitely win this one.
Yeah. I mean, I was really disappointed at, how, Aaron Rodgers went down and everything in reality hit, the Jets.
Yeah.
They're unleashing them today. They're like, no limitations. So this might be a Brees Hall show today.
I maybe I'm using reverse psychology so Jets can whip their butts. So.
All right,
we got Sal. What's the next one, Sal?
Next one is Cincinnati, Arizona.
Ooh, good one.
So that would be with the Empire Strikes Back. What do you got, Mike?
I don't know which version of Joe Burrow is going to show up today, man. It's in Cincinnati, right?
Yes. I'm looking at it right now.
No, it's actually in the Cardinals in the desert.
No, it's right in the Cardinals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Man, I hope they don't prove me wrong, but I'm gonna take the Bengals. They keep saying Joe Burrow has limitations. He's not on the injury report anymore, so they got to get right.
Here's a statistic, Mike. Last week he was 165 yards and an 80.6 rating. He was only 5.5 for YPA. So
I know he's struggling, but they start slow, and I'm not saying they're going to light it up, but dang it, if they lose to the Cardinals, man, this is free fall, for them in that division. So no, they're going to get right. Yeah. I'm picking the Bengals.
Okay, you're picking the Bengals. All
right, Jermaine.
I mean, no T. Higgins today, but I think the Bengals are, like you said, Mike. It's a get right game. Here we go again. 4 games in. This is game 5. I mean, Burrow didn't play the whole preseason and all that stuff. This is a get right. It's a get right game. Like you said, if they lose to the Cardinals today, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's going to be rolling. But I think the Bengals, the Cardinals are coming down to earth now. You know what I mean? And that's just, that's how I feel. But they remind me of the Giants, the Cardinals. You know what I mean? How they started off and they're like, oh yeah, watch out for the Cardinals, the Cardinals. So yeah, definitely the Bengals. I think this is game 5. This is Joe Burrow's game. Yeah, you're gonna see the leadership out of them.
All right, Bengals for Jermaine.
All right, Trey. What do you got? You gonna jump out the window again?
I might. I mean, because Arizona, like I said,
it's enticing. If
you look at I was looking at the stats from the game last week in San Fran, and it wasn't that bad that Arizona was hanging right in there. Actually, it was a lot more targets now to our old guy, our old tight end,
Zach
Ertz.
Yeah.
And this Hollywood Brown and the other guys, man, the other receivers, like they're really showing up now. I think they really have confidence in Dobbs, and Dobbs is showing that he's not laying down.
And don't forget about Connor. What was the stats on Connor last week, Mike?
I don't think Connor had too much of a big game, but there was Hollywood Brown had some decent numbers.
Yeah.
And there's another receiver that I think he's a rookie on their team. I can't think of his name right now, but he actually has some really good numbers too. No, they were pretty efficient. I mean, their defense kind of couldn't stop the Niners. And the other difference was when Arizona had the ball, they had long drives. It took them a lot of time. And then San Francisco would score quickly, kind of get ahead again. And it'd take a long drive to get down the field for Arizona. So they just kind of ran out of time. But no, they played hard. All right.
And if you go to the matchup with last week with the Bengals in Tennessee, Bengals were getting gashed by the run.
Yeah,
they were getting killed. Mm-hmm. We had a Henry who was running and passing, passing for a touchdown. But other way around, also Arizona's passing defense is not that great. So it's a tough one for me.
Jump.
Why not, man? I like Dobbs. I like him a lot. And what's the name? We all heard what's the name is finally gone. So the other quarterback.
Well, Murray.
He's not gone. He's just
he's going to
bring him back, but he's still injured.
He's gone. That's what I mean. He's gone.
Yeah.
Arizona. I'm taking Arizona. I'm taking Arizona over the Bengals, and I'm going to say by 3 points actually.
All right. Dre let me jump out the window last week. I think he's going to do it again this week. I'm going with Arizona. I think the desert, there's holes in the desert, and this is one for Burrow, man. He's going to get buried.
Bengals are in trouble. Jermaine, guys, Bengals are in trouble. They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they lose this one, like you said, Jermaine. This is the week one. Last 4 games was preseason, and Burrows is not 100%. Sorry, Sierra, but Bengals might be done.
T. Higgins out.
Yeah, if you lose this game, what is that? What are they? 1-3?
1-4.
1-4
if they lose it. Yeah. They lose
this.
They 1-4.
1-5, right?
Well, if they win this game, I think they're still done. I mean, they got an uphill road to climb. You know what I mean? I didn't know they was 1-4. Jeez.
Yeah, they were.
I thought I had them at 1-3. So I don't
they finally won a game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they beat the Rams, right? Yeah, they beat the Rams, didn't they? On that Monday night game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think so,
that was
okay. All right. Okay.
And that was close. That was
easy. Yeah. So.
All right, cool. Moving on. Dre, your favorite, Kirk Cousins. We got KC at Minnesota. So, Mike, you got Kirk Cousins get it right.
Why do we?
KC.
Yeah, who picked
Minnesota's going 1-4.
I don't know who picked
What'd you say, Mike? What'd you say? You said what? Minnesota's going to win?
No, I said Minnesota's going 1-4.
All right. I thought you said Minnesota. I said, what?
I got KC. No, KC got to take this.
Yeah, they got to. Yeah, I have nothing to say either. I'm taking KC.
Jermaine, is there any doubt?
Again, I'm keep repeating myself. See, all these dominant teams, they're coming off the off the tracks slow. I mean, Kansas City coming off the tracks slow. I mean, Patrick Mahomes didn't have a great game. He didn't. I mean, the last few games he didn't have. So yeah, there's another dominant team that's saying, okay, preseason's over. All right, game 5, let's do it. KC. I think KC's going to do it.
All right,
not going to do it. They are going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have KC as well. I think Andy Reid will get this team together. I just don't think Minnesota's defense has enough to hold them back. They just don't have enough. Their offense may, but I don't know. It's Justin Jefferson. That's it. I mean, Kirk Cousins he's got his turnovers and
But just look at it this way, Kirk. I mean, the way I read that text that you guys sent. Like Justin Jefferson, he ain't signed that mega deal because he was, a little question mark with that quarterback.
Yeah.
So if I was Kirk Cousins, I mean, you guys are not going to the playoffs. Don't throw it to him.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. I mean.
Yeah, throw it to the rookie. Throw it to Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's get to it. Brock Purdy and Dakota. Let's do it. Here we go. San Fran and Dallas. I know what Mike's gonna say, but we got to go to him anyway. Mike, you got.
Oh yeah. Come on, man. The Empire Strikes Back, right? No, I'm definitely picking San Francisco. You know, I'm hoping that Dak has that Pedro Martinez moment where he says the Niners are his daddy. You know, you know, I think it was Empire Strikes Back where Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." You know,
Yeah.
hoping the Niners can do the same thing. You know, it's like, look,
Yeah.
we own you, and that's it. Now I'm picking San Fran. You know, I think it'll be a good game. You know, Cowboys, I think, are still a good team. I know they haven't really beaten anybody, but still, I think it'll be a good game. But go Niners.
Yeah, if you
I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead, Sal.
I was just gonna say, if you would have picked against him, then I would have said your lack of faith is disturbing.
I say Dallas got a confidence booster, beating Belichick last week. You know, pretty soundly, 38-7. I destroyed them.
Yeah,
smoked them. And you know, I'll be always messing around, but yeah, the Cowboys are top defense. They're coming. They're bringing it, Mike. So San Fran's really got to, you know, put that wall up and stop them.
Okay. Dallas's defense last week really didn't have a lot of work to do. I mean,
they did.
Mac Jones, really. I mean, when you throw halfway across the field and they tell you in the NFL that's the last thing you want to do,
he did it twice. That's the thing. He did it twice. You didn't get it first. Okay, you looked at. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to do it again. All right. Well, then you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they was gifted that game quite a bit.
Right. That was just stupid, man. Just, man, go sit down somewhere, man.
Go sit down.
Go sit down. If I was the coach, I said, man, why would you do that? Yeah, you got away with it. Okay, great. But then you're going to do it again. Come on, man. You know?
Yeah.
So it's at the point where, you know, Mike McCarthy is, you know, almost in the hot seat. Then he is in the hot seat. Now he's out of the hot seat, you know, after his performance with New England. Offensively, I think Cowboys got to beat San Fran, but I don't see it. I'm taking San Fran.
All right.
I think Dak will turn the ball over. And Tony Pollard, yeah, man. I mean, he showed some good stuff last week. Like he said, it was New England, but Tony Pollard, man, I just, you know, ever since Ezekiel went away, they need a bruiser back. I don't think Pollard can be that all down back, every down back, you know. So San Fran for me.
All right, Jermaine.
All right, so these are the couple things. One, I got to catch up to Mike because both of them are tied. So we all been picking the same teams right now and whatnot. So, then what I'm about to say, I know I'm going to hear it. No, he's on the color Dallas fan and this, that, and the other. Look, Dallas was upset, especially that you go back to that Ezekiel Elliott. They got a bad taste in their damn mouth, man. Honestly, come on. You understand? So if I was Mike McCarthy, I was going to say, you see this, guys? This is what it came down to. All right? So this is just, this should make you pissed off and whatnot, mad and everything. So I know they looked at that film last year and, Dallas is Dallas in the regular season, but they'll never get it done in the postseason. So I'm going with Dallas. I'm picking Dallas to win this game, and it's definitely going to be an upset. And then now you're going to hear an uproar this week, how they beat San Fran, how they knocked off the juggernaut. So then we'll be the last undefeated team in the league. So yeah, I'm taking Dallas. I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah, you're right, Jermaine.
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game.
And if Dallas wins, you're going to hear Michael Irving and all them people. That's right. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
But you got to look at it this way too, Mike. Mike, I look at it this way too. This is a big test. I think this is the second big test for Brock Purdy. It is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You got like one of the top defenses and all this stuff. You got Micah Parsons. You got to figure him out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely a test for Brock Purdy. Because if it's a game, if it's a tight game, it's like, all right, it's in Brock Purdy's hand. What's going to happen? You know what I mean? So yeah. So
I agree. I mean, that's how it was in that playoff game last year.
Yeah. That's
Brock Purdy had to, step up, and I mean, he didn't turn the ball over. I mean, he did okay. But
true.
We'll see.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It should be a good game. Unfortunately, Sal's having some technical difficulties. Don't have his pick. Mike, do you know what the fifth pick was? The fifth matchup was our last one.
I think that was it. I think that was the last one. Eagles, of course.
Eagles.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right.
All right. So, what's your pick, Sal?
Well,
San Fran, Dallas.
since we're on a Star Wars theme, in the words of Yoda, San Francisco wins. They do. You know, so.
I like it.
If the game was in Dallas, I think it'd be a little bit different. But I think because it's in San Francisco, it's going to be a little bit tougher. I think San Francisco's defense is going to hold up just enough, and I think Dak will have his turnover. So I think it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be San Fran nonetheless. So,
Sure.
all right.
All right.
Which
So the
leaves
Eagles,
us, last but not least, you know who it is, Eagles and McGenius. So speaking of McGenius, Mike, what do you got?
I got Eagles.
Okay. He'll
Yeah.
never pick it for McGenius. That I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little shaky on it because of that secondary, but I
Mhm.
still think the Eagles will take this one.
Okay. Dre?
I do too. After what we opened up, with our podcast, our show today, I'm taking Eagles as well. I want Dak. I want Hurts to really perform better.
All right, Jermaine.
It's definitely
Oh, he
another
might
get
do
right
it. He
game.
might do
Yeah,
it.
It's definitely another get right game. Considering Philadelphia doesn't play well on the West Coast at all, they seem like they're just out of it. So I don't know when they got to LA this week. I don't know if hopefully they didn't get there last night. Hopefully they got there Friday. But, wow, it's this game. I'm kind of torn a little bit because, like I said, Philly doesn't play well on the West Coast. I
You
think
should let Sal pick, and then we'll know what your pick's going to be.
Yeah, the Rams. The Rams are the Rams and all that stuff. I mean, I think they're going to be able to play this game. Cooper Kupp is coming back. I'm taking Philly, but I'm not really liking it.
Okay.
If it was in Philadelphia, I would have said Philly all the way. But I'm not liking my pick. Philly, I'm picking Philly, but I'm not liking it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So usually all the Eagles sports writers generally pick the Eagles every week. It's pretty consistent. Not this week. It was pretty split, maybe like 60% or whatever. I gotta agree with them, guys. I'm going with Los Angeles. I just don't see the Eagles holding up out there. I don't.
Well, since we're on a Star Wars theme, like Obi-Wan Kenobi said, then we lost hope.
Yep, we did. It's I think that's the secondary worries me too much. They still got some injuries back there. The Eagles, they got one of their safeties back, but they still got some issues back there. And where's our linebackers? Where's like Reddick? Where are all these guys?
No. Well, you got to look at it. The linebackers both of the linebackers, Morrow and Zach Cunningham. They had good games because I think Morrow had a career game and Zach Cunningham had a good game. You know what I mean? I think he had 11 tackles, and I forgot what Morrow had. So yeah, the linebackers are there, but it's just like you said, Sal, that secondary. The secondary was it's a concern. It's definitely a concern, and this year I'm not really sold on Bradbury. I mean, not like he was last year. I'm not really sold on Bradbury 100. No. So again, here we go. It's a get right game. You know what I mean? For certain individuals, like Dre said, Hurts got to get it right. I mean, sprinkle in some Swift. I mean, they just got to get it right, man. In certain positions, they got to get it right, especially sacks.
Yeah,
got to get it right.
I agree.
They got to get it right. Pressure and sacks. They got to get it right.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. So, guys, we got our picks out of the way. Do we want to do our early receps on big ticket items, or do we want to do the game? What are we thinking here? So
you might be able to sneak in both, but let's do the early receipts.
All right, let's do the early receipts. So I'm going to stick with quarterbacks here, okay? So the quarterback, I'll call one of you guys out. You tell me, or we can talk about it, but these are guys who signed a contract, obviously, last year, who just signed, and did they get the return that they signed these guys for? Are they worth it? First one, Danny Dimes. Yeah. I'll just open up the floor on that one because
I'm gonna
Anyway.
say,
Already got my answer.
where's my checkbook? 'Cause
Yeah.
I can give him that.
yeah,
Jesus
I mean,
Danny
Whew.
Dimes.
Yeah.
My
but,
God.
all right, look, I'll give Danny Dimes one thing. Okay, he's been awful, but he also hasn't had Saquon. I mean, I'm not saying that's the reason, or he hasn't been
Right.
great, but it certainly doesn't help
Right.
that he hasn't had Saquon. So you got to give him a tiny, very tiny, but
Okay.
leeway for
All right,
that.
so
But Jermaine,
Just for
didn't you say last year that was it? I can't remember. You said they had receivers, or they need receivers.
They
They
need
need it.
receivers.
Okay,
They
they
do.
need receivers.
They
Yeah.
do.
Which they did. Yeah.
I mean, why is Sterling Shepard still on that roster? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
understand
awful.
that. I mean, is he? I
Awful.
think he is. He's still on that. Yeah, this
He is.
crazy.
Oh yeah, he's on
And
there.
then Robinson, he had
Mhm.
what was it? Waynedale, or whatever his name is.
Mhm,
He had a
Mhm.
good couple,
Mhm.
games and whatnot. But then they also signed a rookie, Mike. Didn't they sign a rookie receiver?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jalen Hyatt, but he's a burner. I mean, they haven't used
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it goes back to Danny Dimes. You know what
Danny
I mean? So-
Yeah.
yeah. So-
No.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Report the crime, right? Danny
Yeah.
Dimes. Report the
Danny
crime.
Dimes. Yeah.
So I think
Wow.
we're in
Right.
agreement that Danny Dimes was not worth it.
Embezzlement. Whatever.
um, yeah. All right.
Fraud.
moving-
Whatever. Any financial crime you can think of, just throw it at him. Throw the book at him, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 cents, man. That's what he's worth.
Laundering,
All right,
I don't
number-
know anything.
Number two. Let's get this guy in here. So he's popular with the Los Angeles cheerleaders. You know who I'm going to say? Danny Dimes.
Yo,
No, I'm
Jimmy.
kidding. Jimmy G. Mr. Gorgeous, as the women call him. Jimmy G. Was he worth
Man.
the signing? You know?
He's in the wrong city, and
Yeah,
he's just enjoying it. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? I just feel he's another one that stole money.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised, when they lose on Monday night, and I'm predicting they're losing on Monday night. Devontae is going to explode. He's going to explode, man. It's over there. It's
Yeah, I
over.
agree. I don't think Garoppolo. No, and I think Devontae Adams sees that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
they got a lot of problems over there. Honestly.
yeah.
They do. The LA Raiders, or what you want to call them, Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's the. I was surprised though, actually, when they did sign him. Because remember, Mike, when he thought he was done when
Right.
at San Fran, and then they brought him back, right? And I thought they didn't have to bring him back to San Fran, because
Mhm.
they thought he was. Yeah, man, I don't think he's worth this contract.
Yeah, I feel like he stole money, but the Ravens
He
gave.
did.
I mean, the Raiders gave him the money and said,
Yeah.
you stole this
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
here, we're gonna give you the money, but they knew what they were getting. I mean, everyone knew what they were getting. They were getting a cheaper version of Derek Carr, and that's where they're at. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Remember that movie Menace to Society, and the
Mhm.
kid was in the office, right? And and that guy, the cop, was like, kept asking him questions, and then he turned it
Yeah.
around. And he's like, "Yeah, you messed up, right? You
Yeah.
know you, you know you messed
You
up.
said,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know you
You
messed
said.
up, right? Yeah,
You said.
Yep. That's it, man.
That's what
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
God.
know you messed up, but he ain't say messed up, but you know where I'm going at. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, you know you messed up.
Let's go with Jermaine's favorite. This guy signed an extension out of the blue. Patrick Mahomes. Worth the extension, worth the money. I know what Jermaine's going to say. Patrick Favre, I get it. But
I mean, look. I take back what I said last year because at the Super Bowl and all that stuff. I still say the fundamentals is still not there. From time to time because he's trying to make something happen and he forces something. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I'm going to eat my words. I'm going to eat crow. He's a good quarterback. So yeah, it's deserving. It's deserving. You know what I mean? If he could get with those receivers that he could got, if he could get back to where he's at again, come on, you got to give it to him. He don't have those elite. He don't have Tyreek Hill. And I thought for this point is that no Tyreek Hill. You know, you're going to start seeing the Patrick Mahomes start forcing stuff and whatnot. But nah, I take it back. I mean, I still don't like his fundamentals and everything, but yeah, it's deserving.
How important? But my thing is, how important was it the first 3 weeks? Was it 3 or 2 weeks without Kelsey? And
it was 1 week.
It was 1 week.
Yeah,
1 week. Yeah.
So that 1 week, and they lost, right? Kansas City lost. What was Patrick Mahomes' momentum or whatever during where he didn't have his tight end? You know,
it was bad.
Was he trying to do too much? Was he trying to do too much on his own? And he did make a couple mistakes. I mean,
I just remember them dropping the ball every time he hit him.
Well, the receivers,
receivers were garbage that day. He did his part. He was fine.
Well, I just don't. Where I'm going with this, I don't understand why he got his contract extended. He's already got $50 billion, so $500 million. I don't get why. Just because I want to be the top paid quarterback over Burrows. Okay, great. But money to his performance, to me, nothing's changed.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he gets this team to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, and make a deep run, Dre, you got to get the man. Look, I mean, like I said, I got to eat crow, and you may have to too. If he gets this team to where they back to the Super Bowl, you got to give him the respect because it's all Patrick Mahomes. It's nobody else. Travis Kelce's not going to stretch the field. He works the middle. He works the short range, you know what I mean, the mid range and all that stuff, and then he'll get you the touchdowns. But you don't. I mean, you still gonna have faith in Kadarius Toney and those and Sky Moore. Right. Come on. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Look, you got to give him praise, man. If he gets them back to the Super Bowl, you got to.
I'll say two things, Dre, real quick. One, you know, I think with the contract extension or reworking it. You know, he saw all these other guys that basically have done less than him all get paid more than him, you know?
True.
You know, and I think he was kind of like, all right. Yeah, you're right. It's like, come on now. I mean, y'all paid Lamar, you played Jalen.
Those Super Bowl rings.
You know, Burrow, and none of them got a ring, barely, some of them barely even got anywhere in the playoffs.
You're right.
So I think he was kind of like, all right, you know, let's correct this mistake. You know, I am the MVP of the league. I should get paid the most.
Absolutely.
But I think also by doing that, he's also reset the market. You know, this kind of like Burrow kind of reset the quarterback market. So now, you know, future quarterbacks are probably going to look at Mahomes' contract and try to get somewhere close to that. So the more money he can get, the more money, I guess, it helps the other players make as well at that position.
Yeah.
Good point. It all goes back. It all goes back to where is it about the money or is it about the rings?
It's about the rings. He's got 2 already. Is he going to catch?
Is he going to catch Tom Brady? That's what I'm saying. Is he going to catch Brady? Because Brady never broke. If you think about it, Brady never broke the bank. No, I mean that money that you gave Patrick Mahomes. I see what you're saying, Mike. If that money that you gave Patrick Mahomes, you could have got some receivers, made some trades or whatever, because you know. It could be a little bit of suspect going towards the end of the season, and you guys getting into that next playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that money that you get, Patrick Mahomes couldn't have been. You know, I see what you're saying. Patrick Mahomes couldn't have been that. You know, you shouldn't have been that great. No, go get me some wide receivers. How about that? Go get me another Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, "Oh, well, I'm the one."
Right. I got you.
You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it too.
I got you. Reward for results, and I could see that at the towards the end of the season. If he, it seems like this is going to be a dynasty team. That's what Kansas City's thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I said results or rewards, and I'm gonna be funny. Like, look how Tom Brady. Excellent, GOAT and stuff, and he already got a broadcast contract for over $300 million.
The money's going to come. The money's going to come.
He hasn't said a word yet.
A word,
because Tom Brady, he might be the most horrible commentator ever.
Exactly. $375 million. The money's going to come.
Right.
You know what I mean? The money's going to come. Yeah. So no, I get you. I got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
This next guy's kind of interesting, and because I don't know what to make of him yet. Lamar Jackson. So this guy signed an extension. I don't get this guy. Like every year, everybody's like, "This guy's going to be awesome. He's going to finally break through." And he didn't have the cast. It's not his fault. I don't know. This guy I can't put my finger on for some reason.
Yeah, I've been watching him for a while. Me and Mike got into it. I got my
Yeah.
pen now. And I'm telling you, man, this guy is just not there. I'm sorry. He's not. He's explosive. Yes, I get that. You know, oh my God, Michael Vick 2.0, you know, whatever. But his accuracy, that's what I kept coming down to, Mike, is just not there. And now his turnover rate, he's fumbling the ball. Like, it's like, you know, he should know better when he's out there doing that, all that zipping, zapping, Madden football stuff. So when he got his extension or whatever, or his contract renewed, I say no. It ain't worth the money.
Wow.
It's not.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think?
I mean, I think the early receipts is, I don't know. I kind of agree with Dre a little bit. You know, we talk to Ravens fans. You know, I think they feel like they got something that is great, but he always had this uneasy feeling. And when he got paid, you still had that uneasy feeling of, yeah, we don't want to let the guy go, but we don't really feel like he's worth that much. I think it's still to be TBD right now. You know, I think probably leaning more to no than yes because of how he's been playing.
Gotcha.
Just with turnovers. But, you know, I started to see some improvement, especially with him and Zay Flowers and starting to connect there. But he does have to get better. So, yeah, well, yeah, let's I'll say TBD. But, you know, if I had to pick yes or no, I'll say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to say, Sal, but yeah, I don't know what to think of this at all. I don't, because you know, no, he hasn't proven anything. I mean, is he on a playoff game?
No, I mean he hasn't.
You know,
no, maybe one.
I
don't think no.
I believe,
but it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been
a while. It's been a while.
No,
second year.
He was in the playoffs. Did he win it? Because it was like his second
think
year.
So. I guess it was against the Bengals, wasn't it? It had to be, somebody. But anyway, nevertheless, I just, I don't get him. You know, I really don't get him because he has the talent. You know, he has the talent. But is it mental? You know what I mean? Is it mental, or can he be that leader, or what? I mean, I don't know. Right now, like you said, Mike, it's to be determined. You know.
Well, I'll say this, and they're showing it right now on ESPN. You know, they play the Ravens today. I mean, the Steelers today.
Yeah.
And this is that matchup. Even though the Steelers aren't what they used to be, this is still like, okay, Lamar, you know, we paid all this money. We hate the Steelers. This is a game to go out there and light them up and really make us feel like that contract is really worth it. If he goes out, even if they beat the Steelers and he's, you know, fumbling the ball, holding like a loaf of bread and throwing dumb interceptions and stuff like that, you know, that's not going to sit well with people.
Yeah.
He's already got 6 fumbles. Wow.
I just don't
like a loaf of bread. I mean, he's doing this. He's holding it up here like, here, swat it from my hand. It's like, come on, man, protect the football.
Yeah. Hey, what else
I have?
So the Bills forgot to play football.
It does seem like the Bills,
not just in London, period. Bills can't. He's a little sore.
Sounds like
it
sound like a gambling man right there. If you're saying that.
I have a bunch of more quarterbacks, but I want to get to one more just because. Let's talk about the local guy, Jalen Hurts. Got a big extension this year. Is this man worth the money this year, or did Howie get it wrong?
We'll see today. This is the start.
Oh, my goodness.
Because like you said, Sal, the murderous row is coming up. All right, so you know, I'm not saying the Rams are you know a gimme, but you gotta do something, bro. You gotta do something. All right, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're, people are gonna start chirping in a minute. All right, people are gonna start chirping. It's like, okay, we paid this man. What the hell's going on and all that stuff. So it starts today. We'll see today.
Yeah,
come next week. We'll talk about it.
He just hasn't. Go ahead, Dre. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to me, he hasn't looked the same since he had that injury. I don't know what it is. Like, since he had that rib injury, he just seems like he's gotten tentative. Maybe they're holding him back in the pocket more. I don't know. Maybe they're trying
to protect him.
Yeah, and the local media
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, well, he's just not running because he's saving it for the end of the year." You got to win games to get to the end of the year. I get it. Yeah, I'm not saying you
Yeah.
ran like last year, but you got the hell beat out of you.
Right,
you know?
right.
But I mean, I think there's got to be
Yeah.
a balance. But I think he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know that he's Mahomes yet. I don't
But-
think he's there yet.
Yeah.
So
He runs off of that. I mean, he thrives off of that RPO. And
Right.
like I said, team
Right.
defense
Yeah.
is starting to figure that RPO out.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
slowly but surely, every week that comes up, you running that RPO. Okay,
Mhm.
now other defenses are looking at that, and actually, it started with New England. It started with New England, then it just went all downhill from here. So yeah.
So I have to say, because I remember last year I was really on it, where I was like, "Wow, why are we paying this guy this much money after one season? No, after a fantastic season, of course, we went to the Super Bowl." But let me go back a little bit. So remember his rookie year, we were like, "Oh man, he can't throw. Oh man, he's trying to figure it out and all that stuff." We even messed around, said his low Madden rating and stuff. And then that transition to the next year, his numbers just blew up, and that's an impressive thing from young coming into this NFL season and saying great performance. But my argument was that he's going up the curve like any quarterback should,
Right.
when they start out.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it wasn't like insane talent like Patrick Mahomes when he came right out. He just threw 5 TDs right off the bat, So that right there is telling me, like, man, that guy. But where I'm going is like Hurts. Is he worth? You're saying the contract, the early tickets, whatever. Yeah. I'm going to say no, because I don't. I'm going to say no because of what I was just saying. The performance level to me is just going up the curve like any other quarterback, but he has improved. But like you said, Jermaine, the RPO is what his MO is, But now he's got to show better than RPO.
Yeah, you got to be that complete quarterback.
And complete quarterback. So that's my opinion. Why he's not.
Yeah.
I honestly say yes. I mean, a lot of big name quarterbacks right now so far this year, even like Mahomes, who's MVP, hasn't quote unquote looked like himself, I mean, I think it's just, it's a tougher schedule, but I think the earlier season there, I mean, you could see Jalen Hurts' leadership on the field still. You can still see, that the offense, the play calling, I think, is a little different this year, especially when you have DeAndre Swift and the ability to run the ball a lot more effective, I think, than the past. Yeah. So you're seeing a different offense as well. But, I mean, he's a steady ship. I mean, if you lose him, the whole season
absolutely.
is a wrap. And I think for what I've seen, he had a couple of dumb mistakes with some turnovers. But overall, I mean, I think he's the decision making and stuff like that. I think he's fine there. It's just knocking the rust off. So
right.
I don't know. I think the earliest he's so far is I wouldn't be like ready to return him back to the store and want my money back, but it just it's not like overwhelmingly like we feel like it's worth it. But I think I still be happy with the money spent. The
next, like I said, the next two or three games, especially Murderous Row, when you start off, I guess it's in Buffalo or something like that. Doing that streak and all that stuff. If you see a significant uptick in him, but you're right. But this season is definitely a true test for him.
Yeah,
you had.
But what if you don't? What if you see him play well, but not like excitingly well, but the team's still 7-0?
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Brock Purdy thing where Brock Purdy, he's cheap, but if you're 7-0 and you haven't lost a game, it's like, man,
these are Philly
doing
fans.
Something right.
These are Philly fans. They're gonna be putting the finger. It's like, well, who's getting paid the most out of the whole team?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, he's quietly 2 touchdowns and 250 yards passing or something like that, and they're winning.
But
picking it like
fans don't know. They don't want to. They're still ripping and crying over 4-0. You know what I mean? They're still like, yo, we're 4-0. All right, come on, let's
They want better than A+. What's better than A+?
The Bengals 1-4.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like,
And yes, Hef, you missed the Cowboys San Fran talk. Sorry, man. So you can catch up. All episodes,
you missed
by
it
the
all,
way.
and also Hef, we didn't talk too much about your team Thursday night.
Yeah, we just skipped on that.
We didn't want
to.
to.
Yeah.
Well,
Tony was a Texan.
That's why we call each other the
because we had closing segment, right? we're supposed to close out the show for certain topics. So, Sal,
Sal.
Too much bandwidth.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was a good list. Besides the Broncos and what was the team? Broncos and the Jets. I mean, yeah, those were some good picks. And like I said, Mike, I got to catch up to you. That's why I picked Dallas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if San Fran it does win. But yeah,
we did say Riviera is in the hot seat, so.
Riviera is in the sauna.
Well,
he ain't in no.
I said sauna. It's cold and hot water.
How come? Look, half. If you're listening, how come you did not go for 2? That's just my thing. I would have went for 2. I definitely would have went on that 2-point conversion. You're what? Dave? Yeah, you was on the road. I mean, come on, you got to go for the 2, man.
No,
they were at 2
home.
And walk away.
They were at home.
They were at home.
No,
yeah,
it was
like they were all there.
No.
Okay.
Are you talking about
Chicago.
the Eagles game?
You talking the Eagles game? I'm talking about Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
And Washington.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
even thinking about that. Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you got cooked after that Chicago game. I'm talking about
the Eagles
game. Yeah,
Eagles game.
You know, go for 2.
Well,
man. Yeah, go for 2.
Yeah.
And maybe you would have won Chicago.
But yeah, those quarterbacks were interesting for the contracts. But just to kind of close off, like I'm actually impressed with the Texans quarterback. Not saying contract relate thing, but just the way how he's been playing. Stroud has been playing very well.
Yeah, he's good,
They played the Falcons today, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I see what Haf's saying. I will say back on the Commanders real quick. You know, yeah, they laid an egg against the Bears, but this Falcons game I think is really that they have next week. If they do the same thing again to the Falcons, then you know the ship is sinking.
Yeah, it's definitely sinking.
If that, then you know people, you know, especially Magic Johnson up there sending tweets talking about you guys ain't play with no heart, no fire, and whatnot. That's the boss. You know,
it's a start.
The Bills are gonna lose this game. I can't believe it.
Yeah, the Bills. I'm telling you, that's the thing about these Bills.
Did Josh Allen get hurt?
No, he's out there. Well, when I saw the first half, he was out there. I can't go the show, but Buffalo
Bills no sleeper anymore. I mean,
Buffalo,
they're not gonna lay down. You know, they gotta be put up. They gotta be put up there with one of the elite teams. They got to be in the top 5, top 6 or 7. Don't you think, Jacksonville? You know?
Man, McDermott, whatever, he's in the hot seat. Honestly, I think he should be fired.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. There's a reason
it's
why Leslie.
Crazy, man.
There's a reason why Leslie left for health reasons. Yeah, I guess now you know why. Look what's going on.
I thought he went on to come back. I thought he went on. He said health reasons.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Sal, you back?
You back?
What you got, Sal?
I think so. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, my disappointments for the year. That's what we're on. Field.
Yeah,
we're starting it now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my disappointments are I think Aaron Rodgers. I had that in the beginning of the year, and I said I didn't think, and so he's obviously a disappointment. Rodgers. I thought the Jets really would have done something with him. If I were Mike, I'd say Brock Purdy. I mean, this is a 7th round draft pick, guys, who has won. It hasn't 11 games in a row or something, 12 games in a row, except for the Eagles games he's won.
Up for the playoffs.
I mean, but that's the playoffs. This guy just keeps finding a way to win. He's a 7th round pick. They don't have to spend any money on him, so they're able to sign Hargrave, all these other defensive linemen that they like. I mean, you got to give him that feel good.
All right, that's my disappointment right there. I mean, we're still talking about Brock Purdy.
We're talking about Purdy, man.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
talking about Purdy.
Listen, he hasn't faced a really bona fide defense. That's all. All right. Until I see him put a string together as far as good defenses and all that stuff. I mean, come on, we're talking about Brock Purdy. Stop.
All right.
That's your disappointment. So what's your good thoughts then?
I guess my good thoughts is that Philadelphia right now is 4-0. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, today's a good feel good, get it right day and whatnot. Really start connecting. So yeah, I feel good about where we at now. Like I said, going forward, this could be a major disappointment. It could just the wheels could fall right off. Starting in the next couple of weeks or whatnot. But we'll see. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. We got anybody else, or was that? I know I kind of lost my connection there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dre. No, go, Mike. I was just
okay. All right. Well, I have. I was going to say Brock Purdy, especially with him in the whole deal with his surgery to come back, and still be able to play effective. But I'm going to go out there with my rookie of the year pick. Back from our predictions, I'm going with Jake Moody is my feel good. Our kicker that looked like garbage in the preseason hasn't missed a kick this whole season. So I mean, that's exactly what I wanted from a 3rd round draft pick or the kicker is not missed a daggone anything. So
wait a minute, you have him as the MVP?
I had him as
the rookie of the year. Oh, all right, I'm sorry. I thought you said as an
rookie
MVP.
Sensation. Yeah, like as a guy.
Now we're talking about kickers. I mean,
no. But if Duke can be anywhere close to Justin Tucker, as like an automatic, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, you need that in this league. And then my disappointment, I know Hef's listening, and then Washington wasn't going to escape this. Payne, Allen, Sweat, and Young. These are like Hall of Famers. At least I keep being told the Hall of Famers. Mm-hmm. And I how many times you got to get hearing about Washington's defensive line in these first round draft picks that are supposed to always light it up and sack everybody and do a bunch of stuff. And then I watched Justin Fields just have a field day. I'm tired of hearing of it. I mean, it seems like Washington's defense is always great every year. All you hear is the names, and they're not doing jack.
I agree, and I agree with you with disappointment in that part. But my good thing, I'm going with my rookie for Carter for the Eagles. I think he's doing an excellent job for the first 4 weeks. Jermaine, like you said, this is the test, so I think really he needs to show up today. So I'm feeling real good about him. As the season goes along, I really think he's going to be proven as one of the best defensive guys for rookie for this year. So I feel good.
Yeah. He's definitely been a good surprise. He's playing well.
Yeah,
he's playing very well.
Yeah, they're comparing him to Reggie White. Now I'm like, oh, that's just pump up brakes just a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, it's a little early. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going there, Jermaine. Come
on. No, that's what they're saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying you said. No,
yeah, I say that.
Right.
No, that's what people are saying. Not they're saying that Reggie White and him play 2 different positions. Look, I can compare him to maybe a Jerome Brown. You know what I mean? Because they play
Jerome
the same
Brown.
position. Or Mike Pitts, he held his own when he was there too. So, but Jalen Carter, definitely. That's definitely a feel good. Yeah.
I just saw what Hef said about the NFL being rigged.
Why is it rigged?
I'll say, is this because of the writers' strike that they could come up with, a script this week? So that's why the Bills.
I thought the writers' strike was lifted. I thought it was over.
They don't know what to do, right? The Bills and Jags, someone missed out. The Bills didn't get the message that you're supposed to play football today.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the thing where Buffalo lays an egg. They've been laying eggs all season so far.
Yeah. No, they definitely have.
Yeah. They're going to lay a dozen.
That's right.
They're going
to keep going. It's going to get worse.
What's the score?
It's 11-7 with the fourth going into the fourth quarter.
There has to be an injury in that game. I swear.
Yeah, right. Like Stefan Diggs. Yeah, Stefan Diggs, something like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Or it's raining or monsooning or something. I can't see it because it's on NFL Network. But something's up. I don't know.
He goes lay egg next. He's trying to drag us down into it, and they're tired from what? Getting bowled over and not playing?
Because he's just mad because Buffalo only put 7 points up. and they steamrolled the Commanders a couple weeks ago. So that's why he's saying the NFL is rigged.
Oh my God.
Yep.
All right, well,
Gotta
cool.
follow the script.
All right, well, guys, as always, it has been a pleasure. We sorry Mike didn't get to the game today, but we'll definitely get to that.
Cool. No problem.
Hour 10, believe it or not. So
yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, as always, guys, we thank all our listeners, including everybody. We appreciate you for coming on every week, and all our other listeners listening to us on YouTube. Again, feel free to subscribe to us. Our subscriber rate is going up, so we're really appreciative of that, and thank everybody who's been watching us and streaming us, not only there but on Twitter and some of the others as well, other channels. Say hi to us on Instagram as well, and email us enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. As always, we love hearing from you, and we'll respond to you. Maybe Jermaine won't, but most of us will. So he's going to be too busy kicking rocks and doing what he does. But that's all right, guys. Let's enjoy some football this week. We're about 45 minutes and big game tonight, and we'll catch up with everybody next week.